Welcome, Naysayer Nation. We are back for another edition of the Aftershow Podcast. I'm Sadot the Gamer, joined by
the Lord of Sickness,
partially JayShockblast. He's half a blast. Not much shock right now. He's a flu game Jordan right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to be,
trying to tough it out. We always appreciate it. Obviously, if you were truly not feeling well, you could have absolutely just called it a night.
I considered it, but I actually about 20 minutes before the show, I'm like, all right, let me go to the bathroom so I can hopefully make it through everything. And if for some reason he hasn't set up the show yet, I'll just say, hey, let's just call it. But the show is set up, so I'm like, all right, we'll do it. I'm fine. I can make it. I just took some NyQuil though, so like in an hour and a half, it might get interesting. But
yeah, honestly, right now it sounds like a sorority girl giving a wedding toast.
Dude, let me tell you, man. Like when I tried raging, playing Marvel Rivals earlier, I sounded like a 13-year-old boy that just got his first boner.
So basically the average Call of Duty voice chat.
Yeah. Right. Oh my god, I was a squeaker, man. But it is what it is.
Well, I appreciate you toughing out, and I kind of have a feeling why Jay didn't want to miss today's show, because it's a special one. He could absolutely not resist coming on to talk about Marvel's Avengers. So who would have thought we might be back? We might actually be back. We're gonna talk about that for sure. We also got a new teaser for the James Gunn Superman that is making rounds. This week was the embargo lifted for the Assassin's Creed Shadows hands-on preview.
Congrats.
I participated in Jay for communication breakdown reasons. Didn't end up getting in this time around, but he did the previous one, so he's played it before. So
I'm just really excited about this game. So I was a little bummed out, but it is what it is. I've had like a lot of opportunities, so like if I miss out on something, it is what it is. It's fine.
That's right. It's my turn.
Two other secret. No, I'm always happy to see my friend get opportunity. Like that's the biggest thing to take away from, can't get everything. It is what it is.
That is true.
And I've got two other things coming up, so I'm really excited about that, and we'll do that.
There you go. What's up, chat? We got Eastwood, the old man, first once again. Congratulations!
Oh my god, you should have seen the game we had earlier.
Oh, I bet it was one for the ages. Yeah. Was that the game where you had that amazing Thor highlight?
No, that was last night. Dude, I knew I was like, that was embarrassing. That was really bad. Well, the thing is that like as I started it, I could see the magic die, and I saw there was somebody on the other side, so I was trying to get over to them, but they also died. So I was like, oh, that sucks. And then it was like right through that little gap.
So I'd say all things considered, as embarrassing as that looks, pretty good trade, 2 for 1.
Yeah. Well, I'm at 2100 of 2400 for Lordship with Thor. So
there you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like, and you've heard every rant I could make about how poorly Thor is designed.
Yes, and it's always fun to see in person. What's up, No Cap? We got Joker, Marvel, our boy favorite Elden Ring enjoyer Travis, also all in on Assassin's Creed Shadows. We appreciate everyone hanging out on this fine Sunday evening. So let's first get this out the way before we spend 3 hours talking about Avengers. we got some news. Ooh, doggy.
She did not want to come. Say hi.
I can tell. Evie. Hey. Always love seeing Evie.
Say something.
Coming for your mic. Coming for your microphone.
You don't talk. All right.
She's a woman of few words.
She does not love that. So
she looks like she's having a great time.
No, she was running. She runs back and forth. So
we got a new look. We got to see a little bit more of that clip from the original trailer of Corden Sweat flying as Superman. Gotta say, I think the flying looks very cool. I know there's some people memeing it. Look, everyone can't look like Henry Cavill. We can all acknowledge Henry Cavill was genetically made in a lab to be Superman. Like he looks like Superman. He is Superman. Like that's like there's no doubt about it. I think James Gunn made a mistake not bringing him back, but the rest of the trailer, I thought, of course, it looks fine. I think this movie is going to be great, but I feel like we're not going to stop hearing about it until this movie makes like $1 billion at the box office, which I think it could.
1.5, it seems.
Yep, my exact prediction is 1.5.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it'll do at least 800.
Yeah, that's where James Gunn has typically hit with his Guardians movies. I think Superman hits $1 billion. I like looking at how hyped people were, how they responded to the trailer. Like there's some trailers get crazy views, get it for the wrong reasons, and it's a matter of people memeing it like Rings of Power. But this one, I feel like people genuinely were like blown away. They were loving it. They feel like Superman is back. I think this movie has a lot of momentum. I feel it's gonna hit $1 billion.
I mean, I think it's a very good possibility. It's Superman, so I mean, like, there's the interest is going to be there. I think you can see the youth of Corn Sweat there. Like,
yeah,
like Cavill's not like old, but like he's definitely a more mature Superman.
For sure.
Even from the start, he looked a little bit older. I think that we're getting exactly what James Gunn wanted here, which is a young Superman.
Yeah.
And I think that's good because if everything goes according to plan, this is someone that can carry the role for 20 years,
Yeah.
I mean, that might be overly optimistic, but like you want to be able to get a long run with the same people.
For sure, but I feel like you could easily get 10 years off of Cavill on Superman.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. Like, listen, we all love Cavill as Superman. Like, you're never gonna hear me. If you held a gun to my head and said you can only have one, I'd pick Cavill every time. But if we're starting over, it's fine. Like we'll just get a good run, and I think he's gonna be fine. I don't really know much about him as an actor, but I think he absolutely looks the part. I'm actually more bummed out that we are losing Cavill as The Witcher more than anything.
Yeah,
because The Witcher was not a perfect show, but he was the best part of it, and he was so good as Geralt.
For sure, 100%. So now I'm really looking forward to him in Warhammer because I'm all after seeing after playing Space Marine 2 and seeing the Space Marine 2 episode of Secret Level. I'm ready. I'm ready to serve the God Emperor mankind, see all the chaos unfold. I'm all. I'm not about to go through 10,000 pages of lore, but I'm very interested in seeing what they do with it. But yeah, I'm not going to hold it against them. Like I know there are also people bringing up the fact that oh, they're bringing back Jason Momoa, for Lobo, but they're leaving Cavill behind, and I'm like, well, you had to get Momoa for Lobo.
Lobo's an older guy, character too.
Yeah, and it definitely. I mean, obviously the optics don't look great in terms of bringing back Momoa and Cavill kind of getting tossed aside and kind of jerked around by WB. But at the end of the day, I think I think as long as the movie is good, it's not gonna matter. Cavill's fine. He's gonna do his thing, and I think James Gunn, from what I've seen so far, I think he's earned kind of the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
So far, I'm really impressed with what DC's been doing since he took over. Penguin was amazing. Creature Commandos was amazing. The Superman trailer looks great. The casting, like I think it's going to be fine.
I watched the first episode of Creature Commandos, and it was okay. It didn't really hold my interest a lot, but it was okay.
Yeah, I finished the entire season. I thought it was great. I love how they built it up. They built it. They threw in a little mystery. Built it up. I love the deep dive into the individual characters. I think that's when the show really took off. We got to see like kind of more of the backstories of the different commandos, how they got where they are. I mean, I loved getting into the bride's backstory. Nina's GI Robot's backstory was his story was so good. That was definitely one of the better episodes. I never thought I'd be a GI Robot fan, but yeah, for a robot who is literally only ever talking about killing Nazis, I mean he's great. Absolutely love that character. I highly recommend Creature Commandos. But for the biggest, by far the biggest story for me and a lot of y'all of the week was definitely the report that we're doing it again. Marvel's Avengers. The memes have come to life. Marvel's is not exactly Marvel's Avengers 2, but reportedly this initially was reported by Daniel Rickman, big industry insider behind this paywall. It was reported that there is apparently an Avengers game currently in development. It is not, fortunately, being made by Crystal Dynamics. Square Enix is not connected. It's a wholly new situation, new studio. So it's going to be a whole new game, separate from the game that brought us all together. And I think that's the best case for it. I think the concept was great. It just needed like a fresh start, new studio, and someone that could kind of learn from those mistakes and do it again this time. Now, I asked our good friend Miller Ross, because if there's anything about Avengers, I would assume he would know. I mean, he is the master leaker of Avengers. He is the foremost scholar of Marvel's Avengers. So I asked him. He's currently doing his digging, so he couldn't because I asked him like the day after I saw it. I think the night actually I saw the report. I hit up Miller. So he's doing his digging, but he hasn't been able to so far find a source to confirm it's definitely happening. But he does have reason to believe that this rumor is accurate. I won't get into some of the details and that he shared with me, but he does. But there is, based on our conversation, there is reason to believe that this is indeed happening. Though, obviously, it would be very much in early development. This would not be a Marvel Rivals situation where the leak happened and then like a days later the game got revealed. Like it's not that situation.
Yeah.
This is definitely an early development kind of thing, but the fact that it's happening it's crazy. I honestly did not think. I thought it would maybe be another 5 years before someone, but wow. What do you think, Jay, about, are you ready to be hurt again? Are you ready to go back?
I'm ready for I would love it if a studio could actually like take on the vision of what Marvel's Avengers was supposed to be and put out content at a pace that is, doable. Because like everybody, there's a really good community of people that loved that game and came back to that game like every day, and that was definitely like it was all there. You know what I mean? It just needed the power behind it to like get it across the finish line, and it never could get there. And if we do it, but we don't even know like what kind of game it's going to be. I mean, it could be a Marvel's Avengers kids game, for all we know.
Okay. So, yeah, there's definitely some hurdles. Like,
Mm.
obviously, the worst case scenario is if it just doesn't happen. Followed by it being like a mobile game or a turn-based game of some kind. But assuming that it is, third-person action, I think there's definitely a lot that can be learned and should be learned. I mean, we always say this, and some live service games get it, others somehow don't. I honestly don't understand how live service games come out and have like seemingly not learned any lesson from any of the, the live service games before it. But sometimes it still happens. It happened with Suicide Squad, unfortunately. But hopefully, if they do go that route, because my video was definitely popped off. Thanks to everyone who watched it. To show how enthusiastic people were, my video covering the Avengers thing has almost 600 comments.
Wow.
A lot of people weighing in. I wanted to know, what they wanted out of this, how they thought they could improve it, and I feel like there's definitely, if you kind of just look at past attempts at superhero games, from Marvel Rivals back to Avengers, all the stuff in between, there is definitely a formula there where you can get like something truly great and special. Like just take bits and pieces from these previous multiplayer superhero games, and I think that like the emphasis on art and cosmetics for Marvel Rivals, like the attention to aesthetics in Marvel Rivals. You take the combat of Marvel's Avengers, combine that with the kind of the roster configuration and size of Ultimate Alliance, throwing the open world and mission design of Gotham Knights, and you really have something here.
Yeah, here's the problem with Avengers though, is like it's not like location centric. You have to kind of be able to like go to multiple places.
Yeah.
Whereas like Spider-Man, you can roam around the same area, Gotham Knights, you can roam around Gotham. So that's the trick with Avengers, is being able to do an open world while also being able to like go to different places that make sense. I mean, I there's ways to do it, but
I think here's the thing. I think this is the great thing about it. You can have an Avengers game primarily take place in New York, because that's where Avengers Tower is. That's like pretty big sandbox to play in. A lot of stuff goes down in New York. A lot of heroes activate in New York, and then you can and because you have a story campaign, you can also have because you don't need like 40 different locations. You can just create some different sandboxes that make sense. Like you have it primarily take place in New York. You can have Avengers Tower as that central hub, and kind of like how Avengers did it. Like you have stories that bring you to some different locations where it makes sense. Like oh maybe you come up with some content that takes place in the Savage Lands, or you do a Wakanda thing. You go to Wakanda, have some stuff there. I know for the Kree invasion, they were planning to have like some moon-based type activities there. Like you don't need too many. You could just have like a few sandbox iconic Marvel sandbox locations to run around in and have missions and patrols in, and I think that would work just fine.
I feel like New York City is just so overdone, though. I mean, I feel like, yeah, there's ways to like have sandboxes, multiple sandboxes. Like it's not like this is going to be an MMO, I don't think. But if you have different big real like locations you can go to, and you can do your free roaming around in those areas, and I don't know, it just I like what they did with Avengers, where you had the different places you could go,
Right.
and there were different maps and everything. But I do feel like the free roam is something that people are going to want. Now the real question is, how many characters do you launch with, and what is the roster makeup?
So I'm glad you asked that. So I think the launch roster should be Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, Thor, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Vision.
So one girl.
Yes.
No black people. No all whiteys.
Then for DLC, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch. Then you have like kind of like how Marvel's did like a theme season where you bring in a bundle. You do an X-Men season. Like let's not just make this strictly Avengers. Let's do this. That's why I brought it the multiple alliance thing. Let's have multiple team ups. Let's have collaborations with teams. So you can.
I mean, there are X-Men that were
Avengers. And there are like Wolverine,
Storm,
Rogue,
Havoc,
Captain Marvel. Yeah, bring in Captain. Have a Captain Marvel, Deadpool. Like don't get hung up on it. The big thing also is progression. So one of the big mistakes Avengers I think made, and I think Suicide Squad 100% made, is going looter shooter. And this is definitely a lack of creativity. People just trying to chase trends, not knowing what they're doing. Like, you don't need to make a looter shooter a generic looter shooter when you're dealing with Marvel and DC. Like, it made sense for the first Ascendant to just be kind of a looter shooter that's kind of aping off of, Warframe and Destiny, because it's an original IP, and I thought even then they managed to make the characters feel fairly unique, and whereas Suicide Squad completely failed to make the characters feel unique, and Avengers felt kind of hamstrung by them having this awesome combat with great individual hero kits, kind of stuck behind this generic loot grind to put builds together. And I just don't think it's necessary at all when you have a Marvel or a DC IP, because the thing about Marvel is, and DC is that within those universes you have all sorts of incredible and wild weapons and artifacts and suits and power-ups. Like, why, like take Iron Man for example. Why, if you have why in an Avengers game am I trying to look for generic chest piece that gives me plus 30% on damage reduction on Iron Man when he's fucking Iron Man? You know how many suits he has? They're not just for decoration.
Right.
He crafts all these suits for specific combat purposes. He has suits spec'd out for speed. He has suits spec'd out for firepower. He's got, you know, the Hawk Buster, which he designed to fight the Hawk. He's got the Thor Buster, which he designed to fight Thor. He's got the Celestial Armor. Why aren't those my upgrade options for Iron Man in a Marvel game? Why am I chasing generic loot with Iron Man when you can literally just have him instead crafting suits from the comics that give him canonical upgrades? It doesn't make any sense. I feel like that's just kind of that part where, you know, you had leadership that just didn't really have much vision and creativity and fully understand what exactly they were taking on. It doesn't make sense. You have same with Suicide Squad. They had a great idea. Hey, they're the Suicide Squad, but they're going to raid the Hall of Justice and they're going to use iconic villain artifacts as ways to traverse. And then for whatever reason, they didn't expand on that and have it because it's okay, they grab this stuff so they can use it to traverse the map. But would they also not be getting artifacts and weapons from DC lore that they can use as weapons? Why are we getting why is Harley getting, you know, the Batman gear just for traversal, but we're getting generic assault rifle and shotgun status effects? Right. What are we doing?
I'm trying to think of my starting roster. I feel like you have to have, no matter what, the original kind of 6, which would be, you know, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Ant-Man, and the Wasp.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it's tough though, because Ant-Man and the Wasp are kind of similar, and I feel like you leave Black Widow out this time, and I want to replace them with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Ooh,
because they're kind of the next ones in. But then we're still stuck with, I mean, sure, we got 2 female and 6 male characters, but you know they're going to have some sort of diversity there. So maybe then you have a starting roster of 10 and you throw in Captain Marvel and Black Panther. I know that's kind of like cheating because I'm like, I don't know what the right number is, but it's the Avengers, so you're going to have a massive roster.
How about Captain Marvel and War Machine?
No, because I think War Machine is way too similar to Iron Man, and I think Black Panther makes a ton of sense, you know. But I mean, you don't really have many black characters that were prominent Avengers other than War Machine and Black Panther.
I feel like War Machine works because I think he is different enough from Iron Man with how you can design his kit, especially if they're using my idea to have Iron Man, you know, get his upgrades from kind of some of his iconic armors.
I mean, it would be interesting if they went with a more modern Avengers and they did do Sam Wilson as Captain America, because then you would have the more modern Avengers, you'd probably be looking at, you know, Sam Wilson, Captain Marvel, geez, who else was with them? Probably some of the newer ones too. I don't know that, but I don't know if people would go for that. I feel like you have to have.
I think people definitely want the OGs. Yeah, people definitely want the OGs.
And I really don't want to include Black Widow because,
I'd rather have Falcon than Sam Wilson Cap.
Yeah, yeah, I could see Falcon. I would do Falcon over War Machine.
Yeah, Falcon over War Machine. I think that's a fine.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like you're definitely gonna want to have a good, solid, big roster to start.
For sure.
Give people a lot to choose from, because there's so many possibilities, and then that's going to open up a lot of different characters you can add in down the road. But the problem is you don't want to do the exact same starting roster as the other Avengers game. You're going to have some diversity there, which is why which is why I kind of want to leave out the Hawkeyes, and I kind of want to leave out Black Widow, because those are more. I mean, I know I know they were early members of the Avengers, but like there were a bunch of people that were in the Avengers before them.
That makes sense. I think the biggest way they can distinguish itself from the original Avengers roster is just definitely expanding that roster size, for sure. That starting roster size, for sure. But yeah, throwing some interesting picks. Like I think definitely I want Ant-Man and Vision in there. I love the idea of having Quicksilver and Wanda. I'm always an advocate for speedsters.
You know, the problem with Ant-Man and the Wasp is they both, like, I know Wasp flies, but they both are going to have similar.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not going to be as unique. So I would actually be okay if they used a couple people as just NPCs. So maybe you get Ant-Man but not Wasp, or you get Wasp and not Ant-Man, but Ant-Man is a core member of the NPC group that you deal with that Avengers Tower all the time.
Or you can just add them later, because we're doing DLC.
Right, but you start them off as like an NPC.
Yeah.
Because I gotta be honest. I don't. It'd be interesting, but like going small and large. I guess Wasp doesn't usually go large.
No, she usually just stays small, flying and stinging.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe you get into a situation where I don't know. There's a lot of options, but I do feel like what they're going to want to do is they're going to want to have at least a 2-to-1 ratio male to female.
Yeah.
You're going to want to have some diversity, at least a person of color, because that core, like the first 20 Avengers are pretty much all white,
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, you gotta get somebody in there.
Yeah. Rhodey and Falcon.
I think I like Falcon more than, like, obviously I'm a big Black Panther fan. I loved him in Avengers.
Yeah.
So, but I do feel like Sam would actually make a lot more sense. Vision is purple. Yeah, but like I don't know. That's not like, all right, Sadot, if you looked at a roster of people and one of them is a robot, would that really count? Would that really work for you?
Yes.
It would? Okay. So you'd be like, all right, well, there's no one that looks like me, but at least there's a robot. And that'd be okay.
I don't care. Especially when it comes to like a superhero game, I don't care about the roster. The only thing I care about are if the characters are cool and they look good. Like if it has some diversity, fine. I probably have some of my least played time in Marvel Rivals on Black Panther.
Yeah.
Not just because he's extremely difficult to play. Like I don't just pick characters because I see myself or I didn't.
No, I understand that, but I still feel like with such an impactful roster, it's just today's society. You have to
this is my country now, boy. Woo!
Well, there's just enough. There's plenty of characters to choose from. You know what I mean? So, Namor is weird though, because Namor was an early Avenger, but he's also the first mutant. So I think he runs with the X-Men at this point.
Yeah,
because he was part of in Avengers vs. X-Men. He was with the X-Men.
Yeah, I do like the idea of eventually adding in our boy.
The enemies call me Namor.
to the roster, but yeah, I think the biggest thing is just regardless, have a big roster, like have a bigger roster than the original Avengers game. You don't have to go 33 like Marvel Rivals did, which is insane, but I feel like at least 10 for the starting roster.
It's not that I don't want to represent Latinos. It's just there's not much to choose from when it comes to the Avengers. You know what I mean? Like when you think of the core Avengers, because you're gonna have, like, no matter what, like maybe you can get away with having one Kamala Khan, like,
or America Chavez. Honestly, I'd rather have America Chavez.
I'm just saying though, like in general, you can maybe get away with having like one of those characters on a launch roster, but you're going to be looking that launch roster is going to be on the cover of the game, and that's going to be what people walk up and see, and they're going to say, okay, those are the Avengers. I know Captain America, I know Thor, I know Hulk. I just feel like yeah, and they're not going to use the other Falcon. Like, let's be real.
No.
Like, I mean,
their use Falcon is going to be Sam for sure.
Yeah, like I would love it, but like I don't want to get like I'm not trying to suggest we need to get into like the diversity Olympics here and make sure there's like one color for every step of the rainbow.
I think they should specifically avoid making decisions based on that, which doesn't look like it's going to be a problem. Like everybody, you see the story. I saw people crashing out on Twitter over this. Target is getting rid of all of its DEI programs.
Oh wow!
like all of them. Everyone's getting rid of their DEI programs. they're just all going. Like all that virtue signaling just went out the window as soon as they saw that their profits weren't going up. They're like, oh well.
I'm not like typically, this. I'm not like I'm actually like annoyed right now that we had to race swap, Norman and Harry Osborn in your favorite Spider-Man cartoon coming up.
Bro, like, I'm so close to I was so close to crashing out, bro. I'm so tired of people. Like, it's insane that people are actually trying to pretend like that animation isn't complete dog shit.
Like, I was gonna quote tweet your tweet when I saw it. Say someone get this man or something, but I'll be honest though, that little clip though, like you look at it, I actually took a picture of it because I saw the names. I'm like, wait, I know those names. Who are they? And like everybody that's in it is somebody. Like, does Peter go to high school like at some superhero villain high school? Like,
he probably does.
You've got Lonnie Lincoln as the most likely to go pro. Lonnie Lincoln is Tombstone. You got Nico Minoru. We all know who that is. You got Pearl Pangan, who is Wave. Okay. Then later on, Luna Snow is in a picture with black afro bun Harry Osborn. Like dread bun. I don't know. It's weird.
African American Osborn.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird though. Like I don't understand
Dante Osborn.
Yeah, like I don't understand the point of the race swap there. That's weird.
Osborn
Yeah, so all of a sudden, like in the yearbook alone, you've got like 5 people that go on to be somebody. That's just weird. I don't like. Not everybody has to be someone. And then there's just some random person named Emma.
It's all connected. It's all connected, Jay.
Yeah, I guess. But like
I'll still watch it, Joe. I'm still gonna give it a chance, but yeah, it's not going to be because of the animation. I think if you're defending this animation, you're either delusional or you've just been exposed to some just absolute dog shit, and you need to step it up.
I kind of like it. I mean, I'm willing. I need to see more of it, but like, I think it's different. I don't like. I don't know. Did you ever see like which was it? There's like Thundercats Go or something like that. Like there's been some real ass animation. Like the Ninja Turtles and the Thundercats had these cartoons and it just looked like slop, and like I feel like this is a very throwback look. And I kind of like it.
Here's the thing. There's a difference between art style and art direction and animation. Like I don't care. Like I don't care about the art style. Clearly, they were going for like kind of a comic book look, which I think is fine. My problem is of a technical nature. Like the actual is not the art style; it's how that art style is animated, and it's objectively low quality dog shit. It's one of the. It looks exactly. You would know this because you're not tapped in, but it looks exactly like the just disposable slop that comes out every year, where some mobile game, some waifu mobile game gets like a low budget anime adaptation that looks like complete shit. This looks like your friendly. Like it's got all the hard marks, stiff animation. Background awkwardly rendered backgrounds. Characters in the background don't move and and have limited features and designs. It looks extremely. It looks cheap and low budget. That's the problem. It looks cheap. It looks like they were trying to save money on a Spider-Man cartoon.
I'm not going to push back on that. Like, that's not. I don't think that's invalid, but I don't know. I want to see more. It looks. I kind of like it, but I can be
like that. I'll watch it because as a animation connoisseur, I can appreciate some slop every once in a while. Like every anime or animated show I watch, doesn't have like Mappa level quality. There are anime that I've watched even recently that don't have like top tier animation, and I still enjoyed it because one of my favorite anime from last year, Trillion Game, both the art style and the animation is ass, but it was really good because the story was compelling. The characters were well written. It had great pacing. So I binged through it pretty quickly and ended up enjoying it. Like it doesn't have, obviously it definitely helps a lot if it has good animation, but it's not a complete deal breaker for me if it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. But my problem with Friendly Neighborhood is that it doesn't have the excuse to look cheap because it's a fucking Spider-Man show and it's being made by Disney. Like it should not look cheap. Like we just saw what they did with X-Men 97. There's absolutely no excuse for your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man to look like just complete ass. Like literally the 90s, the Spider-Man show that came out in the 90s looks better than your Friendly Neighborhood. And that's a problem. But it might still be good.
Do you think Marvel Rivals will get the tie-in Spider-Man suit?
I hope it gets the Future Foundation suit. I hope they get that suit. I think that's a pretty cool Spider-Man suit. I'm hoping that they throw that. This is the only good thing I saw about that trailer. that suit. Everything else I could do without it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm not like super excited about it, but I'm also not like unexcited.
That's a crazy statement. Yeah, honestly, they should have just did a Spider-Man 90, 98 or 90 or something like that. Just bring that back upgrade because this ain't it. Hopefully it surprises me. I mean, the writing. We watched the trailer. I wasn't particularly impressed with the writing either, but I'll watch the first episode. I'll give it a chance. It's possible that it might be good despite the animation looking like complete ass. But at this point, I'm definitely a little skeptical. I mean, more than a little skeptical because I know Disney can do better, and the vibe check is definitely a thing, especially nowadays. Like, and usually they say don't judge a book by its cover, but now I feel like more than ever you can absolutely judge a book by its cover because stuff is, particularly in entertainment, stuff that doesn't pass the vibe check tends to just not be good. Not be very, like, it seems to be very flawed, and it's rare that it proves you wrong. Like I could tell looking at the Acolyte. Obviously, that did not pass the vibe check. This is going to be ass, and of course it was. It could still be enjoyable to some degree. He'd be going crazy.
Dude, what are you doing?
Oh, Reevy.
Yeah, she just goes. I don't know. She gets the slightest noise will get her whatever. But I should do that.
That's a pretty good idea. Rewatch the old Daredevil in preparation for Born Again during a watch party. But
you know who didn't pass the vibe check? That dude on the roller coaster.
The
See
dude
if he gets it. See if he gets it.
I don't get it.
Didn't pass the vibe check.
No.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Some of us watched.
Are you talking about Sakamoto Days?
Yeah.
You actually watched episode 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you not watch episode 3?
Yeah, you're talking about the silver-haired assassin who's all about, oh, you're killing my vibes.
Yeah. That's all I could think about when you kept saying vibe check.
I'm actually stunned that JayShockblast watched not 1 but 2 episodes of an.
Isn't that 3? Didn't I watch 3?
Yeah, you watched. Obviously, the first one I was like, okay, well, you can peer pressure Jay to watch 1 episode of anything, but then to watch 2 more,
yeah, it's okay.
I'm truly stunned.
I'm gonna finish it out at this point.
Look at Jay getting himself some culture.
Yeah, I did it mostly just to impress Sadot because, I do live by his approval.
As you should.
But yeah, it's okay.
Consider myself impressed enough that JayShockblast watching some Sakamoto Days. I'm enjoying it so far. It's definitely not so far as good as Don, which very high bar. Also, I'm enjoying the new season of Solo Leveling a lot. But this is a good one. Like we're in a pretty good year when it comes to anime. There's actually a really good anime I'm watching right now. It's a new isekai just came out from Mappa that I'm really enjoying about a famous animator who eats some bad clams and seemingly dies or passes out and gets transported into her favorite anime and has to play through it and rewrite the story and while trying to survive. It's really good. Mappa just doesn't miss. Mappa's great.
I don't know as far as the will it be a live service? I don't know if it'll be a live service, but I think it should at least be a game as a service, because I do feel like that is the type of game that you want to keep adding on to. I love the core, like, nuts and bolts of the Avengers game. Like, the idea that you could have 4 friends jump in and play together, like you could have 4 people play together, is awesome. And if they could find a way to have it be a spiritual successor, just take the things Avengers did well, improve on them, and make it have content consistently.
For sure, and especially in improving on some of those aspects that Avengers failed to do, because partially they didn't plan right. They started out like, oh, let's do a single player game, and then they went, oh, actually we got to move to a looter shooter, and it just didn't work out. Like I love how Gotham Knights did their multiplayer. Being able to just drop in whenever while your friends patrolling the city. They had those tower raid modes that were pretty fun. I think an Avengers game, like a purely single player Avengers game, I think it's just dumb. I think that's just a waste. I think it should absolutely be co-op. It just wouldn't make any sense if it was just a purely single player experience. But yeah, you don't have to go too crazy over top. Definitely avoid the looter shooter angle, and I think if you're listening, Marvel, definitely take my idea of using the progression system of having them unlock stuff like from their lore, like Iron Man gathers materials and goes on missions to get suits that he actually wore in the comics, and adds it to his move set. You could have a mission where you can find different Infinity Stones and equip the Infinity Stone and kind of like how they did the artifacts in Avengers. They had the major artifacts. Have a major artifact be like you can do a mission chain to find an Infinity Stone, a story mission to find the Infinity Stone. You can equip it in your loadout, and you can work kind of like major artifacts did in Avengers. It has like a passive buff that it gives you that you can pop it to get some new abilities popping off on it. Like I think that'd be really cool. Definitely don't lean into the generic looter shooter angle for progression. Take advantage of the Marvel lore and use that for progression. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, make it more RPG than looter.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I know the suits, are out of touch. You're like, oh, just do Destiny. No, don't do that. Don't do Destiny. Don't do Warframe. Do Marvel. Think Marvel RPG.
Yeah,
and I think you get it wrong there. Yeah. What should the monetization be?
You buy the characters. Suits.
Should it be free to play or should it be retail?
I think the best way to get things started would be there's like a core pack, like a Avengers core pack that you buy. So there's like a retail game that you buy into, but it's like $40, right? And then all the other characters cost money,
Yeah, I was actually thinking go all free to play, but definitely I agree. New characters. I think like additional story content. You can just give people, but new characters, some cosmetics, emotes, stuff like that. You pay for those.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you could go the Marvel Heroes route where you just buy all your characters. Like you start off with a free character and then you buy everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But that might make things difficult, like for like a core story.
Yeah, no, I don't think they should go that far. I think you should have like about 10 character base roster. I think it should be either free to play or $40. I think they should just straight up do free to play, and you get 10 core. You get 10. You start off with the 10 characters on the base roster, and then as they add new characters, you can buy them. I actually kind of liked how First Ascendant did it. I mean, from a business perspective, I think it was pretty smart. So they had a core. It's a free to play game. They sell cosmetics. And they sold a lot of cosmetics because they appeal to the Gooners, which is always very smart. But they had it so that you had core characters, and you had a story. Obviously don't follow their trend when it comes to story. Their story was ass, but you can unlock. You didn't have access to the entire roster right away. You had 3 characters available. You can choose one to start a tutorial, do your tutorial, and then you can buy all the available characters with whatever the currency was, or you can do mission chains, gathering materials or whatever to eventually craft them. Now, don't do the crafting thing, like they got that for Warframe, but I like the idea of, okay, you can either buy the characters, all the characters outright, or you can
more like the Scarlet Bee. Hey, I didn't see you there.
You could go through the mission chains, and you can unlock them one by one by playing them.
I actually didn't mean to click it right then. I'd slipped. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to wait until you stopped, but same thing.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, but yeah, I think that's kind of where it should go. Where you don't go like $70, $80 full price. I think it should either be 40 or free to play, and have a fairly large roster, but you pay for the characters and some cosmetics.
Not, the more I think about it, I think it might just be better to just go all out regular old school full retail release with a big base roster, and then just sell the new characters. And you got to make them like reasonable, like $10-15, or there's like a season or like a
Season pass
for like $60 or something, where you're guaranteed like the first 5 characters and 2 costumes for each character. Or
yeah, I think
whatever.
if the base roster is like 15 or 20, then I think you could justify like retail price.
Yeah, like I even think if you go with just like 10, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like all the DLC is paid except for like the levels and add-ons and stuff, like any add-ons as far as story and worlds and whatnot. But you just do it so that everybody can do it, and there's nothing holding you back. But you want the character, you buy the character at a certain point.
Yeah,
You buy the costumes. You gotta like have something like that.
Yeah, then you can have stuff costumes you can unlock for free for sure in game, narratively speaking.
And obviously you have to focus on the core stuff that people know and love, because as Marvel Rivals has shown, if you put in something that people recognize and like, they're gonna buy it.
Or if you make everyone make everyone hot, they want to buy it. They want to buy it. They want to buy it too.
Yeah, no fuggos.
Yeah, no fuggos at all. Everyone's attractive. And that's what's beautiful about it. It's equal opportunity. So you got the you got the gays and the ladies thirsting for Namor, and you got everyone else. You got the straights thirsting for Luna and Sue. Squirrel Girl has definitely created a lot of furries.
It's wild. I think back to when Marvel Heroes came out. I was talking about this last night with XHBK, and when it came out on PC, there was like Ultimate Edition. It was $250, and you basically got the entire year 1 roster. And it was basically, there's a lot of extra stuff in it, but like basically you're starting with the whole launch roster, which was like 20 plus characters, and then all the characters they were going to add with it in the first year. And I think it came out to like 30 characters. And the thing is that if you actually bought everything piece by piece, you would have spent like 3 times that in the game. So it was like a really good deal. So like there's an opportunity to do that there, and free to play games get away with that stuff all the time.
100%.
So that's, we're talking about that because like he was asking me like if I had got that, because he didn't realize I played on PC. Like, no, I didn't, because I was not a PC player at the time, and I was afraid even if the game was good, I wouldn't play it a lot because it was PC, and I don't like playing on PC.
Well, we know how that turned out.
I bought the game. When I bought it, I bought just the Deadpool Founders Pack so that I could play it early and get the alpha and all that stuff. And I regretted it heavily because I think that Founder Pack was like $20, and it gave you all the Deadpool stuff. But I ended up buying all those characters eventually anyway, piece by piece. Ooh. So I paid the full price.
Sucker.
And apparently I missed out on a few suits that were exclusive to it. So
see, always drop the money, Jay. Lesson learned. No, I think I definitely lean more into free to play. Definitely for the current market for this, but and definitely monetize the characters. Whether I think 40 to either free or 40.
Yeah,
I think would work, especially since this is like if it's like a bigger PV because Marvel Rivals, it's free to play, it's got a huge roster, but it's a hero shooter. If this one has like a narrative, like an actual campaign narrative and all that other good stuff, I think they can justify like at least $40. But yeah, after that, pay for the new heroes, add a season pass for people who want to just get all the content, guaranteed, get that out the way, like $50, about around the same price as the Midnight Sun season pass. I think that's perfectly reasonable, and if it's good, Marvel fans will definitely pay it.
Yeah, exactly.
They as we've seen from the countless Marvel mobile games and the Marvel Heroes and all that stuff and Marvel Rivals, Marvel fans have no problem spending the money if they think they're getting something good. So and that's the big thing. Make it good. Now, I don't have any preferred studios other than I don't want Crystal Dynamics involved or Square Enix involved the publishing, but any preferred people, publisher, devs, anyone, or it doesn't matter to you?
It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. I mean, just get somebody that's quality in there to do it. Definitely not Insomniac.
Yeah, they have enough going on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm fine with whatever.
Yeah, so I feel like a game for what we're talking about definitely needs a good publisher. Honestly, fuck it, why not? Just NetEase. Just let it. Yeah, we only have to overcomplicate it. NetEase, yeah, they're already expanding into AAA games. They got a bunch. They had big success with Rivals. They had big success with Knocker Blade Point. They got Where Winds Meet coming out. That's more like an open world Ghost of Tsushima type of game. Yeah, why not have them do the Marvel's Avengers game?
Yeah, I'm fine with it, I guess.
They're big enough. Obviously, they already have a deal with Disney Marvel to produce games. They obviously they're talented. They've got a lot of goodwill after Marvel Rivals. Yeah, fuck it. Let them do the Avengers game. Why not? Why not? Yeah, let them become the new big let them become the new multiplayer studio. Like Insomniac has got the reputation as the go-to studio for single player Marvel games. And let NetEase be the go-to place for multiplayer Marvel games. Why not? I think they would nail it for sure. Then we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, we don't have to worry about anything. Because when you think of big publishers, the list immediately gets small. Like I wouldn't want Ubisoft touching it right now in the state they're in. EA, when it comes to their single player games, they're generally pretty good. When it comes to the multiplayer stuff, I don't know if you trust them. Like it's then you kind of just getting into kind of like foreign companies, like Tencent, big places. Like I feel like it might just, or really just might just be NetEase. Yeah, NetEase might be the plug.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of options. I don't know. I can't see that far in.
Yeah, because there's a lot of studios, but it narrows kind of when you think of who's publishing, like because especially when you look at who's not busy, basically, like Rockstar obviously could make the greatest superhero game ever, but they're all in on GTA and stuff like that, then Activision is basically just a Call of Duty studio now. There's a bunch of studios, but then the other option could be like, okay, well, maybe a talented studio pairs up with like a Sony, but then you don't want it to be like exclusive, but Sony would definitely put it on PC. But as much as we mock Xbox players, I would I would want them to be excluded just because they're doing they got a publishing they did a publishing deal with Sony. So I don't know. There's I feel like NetEase is kind of just the best choice.
I'm fine with it, man. This NyQuil is already starting to kick my ass.
Let's see. The problem with Bungie is like not only are they a fucking mess right now, a complete disaster zone, like worse than Ubisoft. But they're busy. They're trying to get Marathon out, and hopefully that doesn't tank. And they're doing like more Destiny stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like the list gets pretty small when you're talking about the scale of a game like this, and you're like, I don't know.
Did you watch any of the Xbox show this week?
I did not. I was going to stream it, and I was like, I don't want to. That was the same. So that was the same day that the spring event for Rivals kicked off, and it was also the day of the embargo lifting for Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Shadows. So I dropped my video then, and I just ended up not streaming anything. I was like, you know what? I'll just instead of streaming the showcase, I'm just going to watch the recap after just to see if there's anything. Because the only thing I was interested in, really, because I already know Doom is going to be good. I was just interested in what the mystery game was. What that was, and that turned out to be Ninja Gaiden 4, which is awesome.
Yeah, Doom looked incredible, and the one thing I loved about it is it sounds like they fixed the one thing that kind of held me back from Doom before, which was the health system.
Skill issue.
Because it is because like they want you to like, it's a very aggressive health system. You have to get it from melee killing.
Yeah.
And it's like you got a lot of shit coming at you, and it can just be, frustrating,
Right.
and I just didn't love that aspect of it. But now it seems like they're giving it an opportunity for people of every gameplay level to just kind of customize everything to what makes sense for them. And it looks incredible. The soundtrack is incredible. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for it now.
And it's on PS5 day one.
Be on everything, yeah. I think that's a good strategy for Xbox. They're gonna just make all that extra money. And
I mean, there a lot of Xbox players weren't happy about that. There's some comments made by Phil Spencer. He was asked directly if he would rule out Starfield coming to PS5, and he would not.
Right.
which is smart. It's Xbox's strategy. Like they said the console war's over, we lost, and we're looking to the future. We think they're all in on cloud gaming and trying to get their Xbox in front of as many screens as possible. And in the interest of that, they're like, yeah, we're not going to just say, oh, we're only going to put this game on Xbox. We want to be open and have it on as many places as possible if it makes sense. And I think it's going to make sense for Blade, Starfield, Gears, Fable.
I really think that I think PlayStation is going to eventually walk the same path. At least like launch day all the time on PC.
Yeah, they're definitely eventually going to go there. Probably not anytime soon. Maybe we'll see what happens with the PS6. But they've already decided, we're going to do day one for like multiplayer games, like straight up day one PS5 and PC. But so far, with single player games, they're just all right. Yep, you get it day one on PS5, and then we'll put it on PC later because they're still in this pretty strong position, with their console sales and everything like that. So they can still get away with that. But eventually, I think they're going to continue to expand and for sure start getting stuff on PC sooner.
Yeah, I honestly don't care. I want people to play video games on the platform they want. I would prefer to be playing, Marvel Rivals on Xbox, but I decided to start on PlayStation since that's where that Spider-Man skin was that I don't even use, by the way. But I don't know. It's just, and on another. I mean, I don't mean to go switch off over to Rivals, but like, I really feel like cross progression. That should have been something they launched with, where you can just have one account log into everything. Because I feel like that's kind of messing up. That's one of the things I hate about ranked, is like it automatically like segregates console and PC, and I understand why.
Yeah,
But it also makes it
competitors. Yeah.
right. I get that, but it automatically makes it so that I can't play one vital game mode with a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
And I hate that. Like, and that's why I just don't like ranked in general, because like I would rather play with people I like than
Strangers.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just I feel like I'm being forced to play on PS5 now because that's where I started my account, But I would rather be able to go wherever I wanted to. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, they're going to add it, but yeah, for sure, it would have been ideal if they had it day
Yeah,
one.
the other two games that they showed, South of Midnight looks really cool, and I don't remember what the full name was. It was like Episode 33 or
Yeah,
Claire Obscure or something like that.
yeah. Look,
That game looked like almost like something between like Persona and Final Fantasy.
yeah. I'm probably not going to play any of those games. If anything, I'm probably going to play Ninja Gaiden and Doom. I'm hoping Fable's good because Fable 2, one of my favorite games of all time, and I don't have faith in the new one, but I'm hoping that they manage to pull it together because I would definitely love to have a great Fable game again to dive into. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. There's a lot of games coming this year. I hear Avowed is I hear about good things about Avowed. I'm sure that's
super excited for that.
I'm hearing really good things about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I think that's going to be massive. I'm looking forward to playing that. Yeah, February is going to be stacked with games, and then there's also the rumored State of Play coming in February as well.
Yeah,
Judas. Yep. Yeah, I think yeah. February is what it's Civ, the new Civ. It's the new Like a Dragon, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy month, and potential State of Play, and then March is Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I liked. I watched SkillUp's review. He didn't like it. He in general doesn't like modern Ubisoft games. He doesn't like the combat, but he did enjoy Naue. He thinks that's probably going to be the character he spends the most time on because that's like the character you kind of do for like the old school Assassin's Creed experience. She's got all the parkour, all the assassination stuff going on, whereas Yasuke is definitely straight up combat. Straight up, you're Yasuke. You're just throwing hands everywhere.
I'm really looking forward to that game.
Yeah, I have fun with it. I'm not a super Assassin's Creed fan, so I don't have strong opinions either way. I played the first Assassin's Creed when it first came out, and then I didn't play another one until Mirage.
Wow. I never finished the first one.
Same.
I played a good portion of it. I got every single achievement in Assassin's Creed 2. I played Brotherhood and Revelations, but I didn't like the tower defense stuff. That kind of put me off on it. Played Assassin's Creed 3 all the way through. Loved that game. Of course, it was also in Boston, so during the Revolutionary War.
Nerd.
4 I played, but never finished. There were 2 of them that came out after 4. I can't remember what they were called. One of them was in England and one of them was in France. I didn't get far in either one of those. I didn't love them. But then from Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, I love those 3 games are amazing. and I really love. I liked Mirage a lot. I like being in old school Baghdad. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool backdrop. Yeah, I didn't finish Mirage, but yeah, I thought it was okay. Yeah, but I definitely enjoyed my 4 hours or so on Shadows. I'm definitely looking forward to diving back in. That was definitely more my jam. I'm interested. I'm interested. Yeah, Ghost of Yotei goes out saying my most anticipated game of the year. Even more so than GTA 6, which could very well be delayed. It will be funny if it happens.
Yeah,
I do think Jin Sakai will appear in the game in some way, shape, or form, for sure. I don't know if it could be, maybe he's the wolf, but I think at the very least, we know they do all the stuff with the legends and they, in the first one you would find different legends from the past, and you can use that to unlock the abilities. 100% think they're going to have something like that with Jin, for sure. No doubt about it, and it's going to be a good time. But how you holding up, Jay?
I'm rough. I'm trying.
You sound you sound like a squeaker.
The last like 3 or 4 hours, the cough is like picked up a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, you look great. This you may feel like shit internally, but you don't look as bad as you sound.
Oh well, there you go.
Shake on pass out the keyboard. He'll be fine. Evie will catch him.
She's
probably.
Hold on, I can't.
She's hiding.
She's
literally ducking. She's literally ducking behind her chair.
Yeah,
there she is.
Yeah, she's a little scatterbrained.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, but I think I'm most excited for sure. There's I can't say specifically, but there's a Miller's working on a new story, Marvel game related, and it just got me thinking of kind of how we're like entering this golden age of superhero games. It feels like approaching, like we just had Insomniac. We had announcement that Ted is retiring, and Insomniac is shaking up the leadership. But they're having 3 people come in to run the company, and they're hyping up the roadmap. They have their very ambitious plans, and I'm looking at what Insomniac could be doing, and like I think Wolverine. Obviously you have the culture morons that are having it up, but I think Wolverine could truly be just such a great game, and the fact that it could come out this year, it could come out next year, is so cool. And just thinking of all the stuff Insomniac could potentially be playing now that they got new leadership. Maybe they revisit Spider-Man 2 after the PC launch. Get some DLC, at least cosmetic stuff in there. Maybe announce a Venom spinoff, or we know Spider-Man 3 is coming. But I'm very much excited with what Insomniac is potentially doing. I know there are some Insomniac fans who want them to go like away from Marvel, but I think they just do Marvel stuff so well. I want them to keep doing it. Obviously, Sony wants them to keep doing it because it's making the money. But yeah, Resistance and Ratchet and Clank are cool, but
nobody wants Resistance.
yeah.
Let's be real. Resistance was not great. It was an okay game.
I think Sony, if they want to revive like IPs like Killzone, Resistance, they have a ton of studios they can do that. They can do that.
Yeah.
Let Insomniac just keep cooking with what's made them so big the last few years, which is superheroes. Like they're great at superhero stuff.
Right.
It just is what it is. And I think Wolverine's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. Fully polished and ready to go. And I cannot wait to play that. I think it's going to be incredible. But I don't know. The one thing I'm skeptical. Well, not skeptical, but a little concerned about is Spider-Man 3, and only because of Norman. Because I think Norman and Sonic's Norman is a great character. I don't think he's a great villain.
Right.
And I feel like, it could be partially because of, how they had to rush Spider-Man 2. But I don't think they did a good job building him up into a villain in Spider-Man 2. And I hope that's partially why I was hoping there would be some kind of DLC, ideally involving Norman, but now there's or a spinoff. Maybe he's in a spinoff if they do a spinoff game before that. But I just feel like they're going to have to do a little more heavy lifting in Spider-Man 3 to make Norman a convincing villain, because I don't think that's why I kind of hope they do a director's cut of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And kind of like polish it up and add some different, maybe add some more Norman stuff into the main campaign. Maybe add a little bit different ending, because I just don't believe him. like his hatred of Spider-Man just doesn't seem believable or logical.
I think that there's a way that they can make that like happen pretty quickly, though, because I mean, I don't know, they did it with Harry.
Yeah, but but the issue with that is, they took a significant chunk of the game in order to do that, and it worked out. Unfortunately, because they didn't have enough time, it ended up rushing the third act, and we ended up not getting that much Venom. But therein lies the problem. Like they, because we saw so little of Harry in the first one. They had to like do all this heavy lifting to like build Harry up, build up that relationship, and make it so that his turn was was believable and impactful. And because of how much time they had to dedicate to that, because they couldn't finish and on the way they wanted to, it kind of just ended up eating into the overall story. So that's why I don't want that to happen with Norman. It shouldn't be as bad because we've had a lot of Norman, and they just need to I feel like just kind of focus on giving him a real motivation to hate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think
I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you.
They just got to nail. I just think they got to fix Norman to make him a more believable villain, and obviously just nail Green Goblin. Like a really cool, menacing Green Goblin, great boss fight, all that stuff.
I'm with it.
I'm all on board. That'll be fine. The limitations of Church of Wolverine is going to make it special. Yeah, for sure. Like Wolverine, you're not going to be web swinging.
He's gonna be riding a Harley.
Yeah, ride a Harley. So Wolverine's pretty. It's pretty agile. He can't web swing, but he can scale up walls with his claws. He can jump and parkour a little bit. So I think you're still gonna have some really cool movement in Wolverine, but you definitely won't be the same as as Spider-Man. But I think it'll be really cool. I think it'll play into his style as like kind of this vicious assassin, type of animal thing, where you're stalking your prey and leaping across rooftops, ready to pounce. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to like the combos because Spider-Man is fun, but it'll be nice to actually get to unalive some criminals instead of non-lethally throwing them off of buildings and stomping their heads in. Like Wolverine's like, nah, I'm just gonna rip you in half.
Excuse me.
that's gonna be fun. Yeah, I definitely hope. And maybe with the new leadership, the lessons they learned, they'll be able to kind of figure all this out. But for sure, try to make sure your development process is as efficient as possible, because we applaud Insomniac for their work ethic, how much they've been able to pump out. But I'll gladly take Insomniac games releasing less often if they need to, in order to maintain the high quality that they've come to expect of themselves, and that we've come to expect. Because I'm fine with waiting a little bit. I rather them just have. I rather we have to wait maybe an extra year or whatever if it's necessary, rather than have a situation where they're talking about, oh, we had to cut all this stuff that we wanted to have. It wasn't work, and like that. You never want to hear that.
Right. Agreed.
Yes. So I'm hoping it's fine. Does the E versus M matter for making? Nah. The ratings in games are just specifically for legal purposes, so that they can, signal, who's allowed to purchase this on their own. And you got you use the ratings are there to give people proper warning of the type of content that you can expect. It doesn't matter if your game is E for everyone, or rated T for your team, or rated M in terms of bottom lines. Obviously, the Grand Theft Auto games are very much mature, and they have had no problems making absolute mountains of cash. So yeah, it's just a legal thing. You got to tell people, you got to tell the ratings for what's in the game, what kind of content they expect, so they can warn potential buyers of what's in there. The kids are going to get access to games anyway. It doesn't matter, but legally they have to handle all that stuff. But I think we can wrap it up for this week. I want to give Jay
I'm sorry,
plenty of time to recover from those demons in high school who infected him. With their cooties.
I did my best, man. I wanted to still do the show. Like, obviously, I look forward to this, getting to hang and chat about things. But my body's not cooperating today, and I did warn you about an hour and a half from the start. I was probably going to be a mess,
and I timed it perfectly.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Tomorrow I will be hopefully feeling better for sure. Also, getting Lord with Thor.
I might pop in and help you get Lord.
Yes.
I've been playing. I've been working on getting some more time on Loki. So you'll have some support there.
Nice, appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody. I'm just trying to get through it. My
More
wife
like
was
the
sick.
Scarlet Bee.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't see you there.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah. It'll be nice to get Thor to Lord. I think I might slow down on the game a little bit, and try to do some other stuff, because I've done everything else, and I think that'll be the last character that I'm like, all right, cool. I can wait for everybody else for a little bit.
For sure, yeah. I haven't been trying to focus too much on getting lore. I just kind of been playing, because I haven't been streaming the game a lot. I've been making the news content and stuff like that, and I've been playing ranked in my own time. I made a second account just to test new characters on ranked.
I don't even think you've accepted my friend request.
I don't think I got one on my second account.
I swear to God, I added you, but
I say I'll double check. But yeah, that second account, I got it to Plat 2 already.
Well, I guess that defeats the purpose.
So I'd have to make another one to play with you.
I'm at 97 of 100, bronze 3.
Oh, so that's almost 100.
Yeah,
it's almost bronze 2. We'll get you there. But yep. Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
If you do, I'll definitely pop in tomorrow. Thank you everyone for hanging out once again. Looking forward to the show next week because Insomniac Spider-Man will have hit Marvel Rivals, so we can talk about that. The PC launch of Spider-Man 2 as well. Those mods are going to be interesting.
Yeah, indeed.
We'll report on all of that. I'm Not the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
Zip it up and zip it out. Peace.